Okay, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to walk you through setting up a website on Acquia Cloud and showing how you can take advantage of some of the great new features we've been working on over the last few months. It's really easy to get a site installed in Acquia Cloud. You can pick either your staging or development environment and simply pick install Drupal. If you already have an existing site, you can import that, but for the purposes of this demo, we'll just install Drupal. We'll pick Acquia Drupal 7, and of course we have to note that we are going to wipe out anything in that database. The installation task is now kicking off, and this will typically take about 2 to 3 minutes to get the database in place, make the initial commit that adds what we call our settings include file to your settings.php, and then of course get the code all deployed. While that's going on, I want to tell you about a really cool thing we do in Acquia Cloud. We actually allow you to commit your database connection information to your settings.php and put that right in your repo. In a lot of scenarios, what you have to do is make it so that your settings.php is never committed to the repo so that you don't ever have a dev environment connecting to a production database. But in Acquia Cloud, we actually detect whether or not your site is currently in the production stage or development mode and connect you to the appropriate database. And those databases are of course represented here. So without changing any code, when I move between my stage and production environments, the system will automatically connect to the correct database. All right, and of course we can see there's the commit going in for what we just did. We'll just give this another moment and it'll finish itself up. Okay, now that's complete. And actually these two commits took a little bit longer to run because I'm running master and stage and production, so it actually deployed that latest code to stage and production as well. I'm going to click my link to go visit my dev site. We detect whether or not your site is currently installed or not, and if not, we redirect you to the install.php rather than having to dump you on index and causing you to have to manually go over and install. All right, let's finish this Drupal install. Our site's done installing and we're up and running. That's all that it took to do to get a site up and running on Acquia's cloud. Now you'll notice this little message here that says your site has been automatically connected to the Acquia network. What that means is this site is now running what we call the Acquia network connector module, which will give you a host of tools such as Acquia Insight, access to our upcoming site health monitoring, plus access to Acquia search and even Mollum. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kickstart this process by going to reports. Sorry if this is a little bit cut off. And I'm going to manually send some data to the Acquia network about my website. Normally this happens on Chrome, but because it's a freshly installed website, it hadn't happened yet. All right, so the data has been sent off to the Acquia network. What this data is it's information about the configuration of this website, as well as any information about modules it's running, what modules are out of date, might need updates. Hopefully nothing will need an update on this website. Plus, it's also some information that registers this website into our system as something that we can track and monitor if you choose to do so for uptime and performance. So from here, I'm going to go back to Insight. And this will have some information in for us now. So here we are. This site has a score of 63% from Acquia Insight. Now, what that means is that in the categories of performance, security, and best practices, we've ranked enough stuff in place here that we feel this site deserves 63. Other sites might have more or fewer tests that apply to it. Different distros, different situations, different module sets will cause different tests to be run. This site isn't running a lot of modules, so we don't have a lot to say about some of its configuration. If we go to performance, we can see, for example, that we're not running page caching. None of the cache settings are in place. No optimizations are in place. Database logging is in place. And it's not running the views like pager module, which can save you a lot of pain if you're running views. In security, you can see that SSL is not required for login. The security ticket module is not installed. Username enumeration prevention is not installed. No password policy. Common admin username, because I have the word admin in my username. And the syslog module is disabled. So I wouldn't be able to get a lot of data if I wanted to. We can also see in here all of the modules that I'm running on my website in the version of Drupal. So here's all the modules involved in core, any non-core modules, and we can see that all of them appear to be up to date. So they're A-OK. If any of these modules were not up to date, the Acquia network would actually show you, would flag that module And even if modules are modified, the Acquia network would actually allow you to click a link and view a diff of a modified module. To see what you can do next in the Acquia network, check out the uptime and messaging video, or ask anyone here at the booth.